How's it going, everybody? This is something pretty cool. This is special to me. Uh, I found it, a few days ago. This is my old, well, not mine. I actually appropriated this when I worked at the track in, I think it was 85 was the last year, yeah. This one's 85, but I was there 83, 4, and 5, and I believe it was 3 years. I got this program, one from 83, a couple from 83, a Daytona 200 a motorcycle race program. And what the deal was is we had been given the job, me and my uncle, to take one of the old green mail trucks that we delivered the beer and the souvenirs in to one of the little huts that was in the infield on turn, I believe it was turn 4. And there was a little house there, a little hut thing. And we had the key to get in, and it was full of this stuff. I mean, it was unbelievable. For the previous 2 to 3 years, I believe it was. I think 83 was the oldest stuff that was in there. 85 the year we did it, and back to 83. And we were told to take it all out and throw it in the dumpster. It's a shame. If I'd have thought about it, I'd have got me stacks of these, each one of these programs for the year, but I just didn't. I grabbed 2 or 3 of the stuff I saw that was cool looking, and that was the end of it. So, anyway, I didn't actually appropriate it. It was going to get thrown away anyway, but I took charge of a couple copies. But this is the Speed Weeks Daytona 500 program from 1985. Pretty cool. I believe this was the year I worked at the grandstand. And I believe Chameleon Sunglasses, I don't have to look hard to see if any of them are on here, the sponsors on here, but they were a sponsor. And the Southern Catering, which is who we work for, we did the food and the souvenirs, I guess had the job. My uncle, the other uncle, who we worked for, had been contacted and said that one of our guys needed to go out and walk the grandstands and sell these Chameleon sunglasses for, I think they were $20 a pop. It was like a little round, not a round, but a little, kind of like a little tray that you hold, like the old hot dog guys do in the ball games and stuff. And they were, like I said, they were $20 a pop, and that was pretty interesting. I walked that grandstand during the Daytona 500. Didn't see much of the race. I had most of my back to it during that time, but did get to see quite a bit of it, from here and there when I was cooling off in the shade. The little bit of grandstand shade that there was. But yeah, that was interesting. What was I, 19 years old, and I believe that was probably the youngest I've ever been to have that much money in my pocket at one time. I don't know how much, but they were $20 a pop. I know that. And I had sold probably, I don't know, 25 to 30 pairs at least. I even had to go and get more before the race was over. I had to go down and get loaded back up. So, pretty interesting. This is pretty cool. I had this Rusty Wallace Rookie of the Year ad when he was driving the 88. That was in 84. But here's the rundown of all the activities. This is going to be, unfortunately, so you can see the pages are separated here. It's too bad. I had this stored with a bunch of stuff on top of it, and the weight has separated the very top corner here from the pages from the binding, unfortunately. This is a little message from France Jr. See that? Now, I'm going to probably make this a 2-part video because a lot of this is worth looking at, and there's quite a few pages in here. I mean, this is almost like a yearbook, basically. Some of this you don't probably care about, like these are the people who worked at the Speedway, the big head honchos. Honorary starter. Here's all the flags, what they mean, which is pretty cool. People don't know much about racing. Mrs. Winston, Margaret Cloud. Now, at the time that this is before it was changed to the Winston Cup. This was still Grand National. Bullfrog, that's Buddy Baker. Here's 88 for the year. Here is the schedule for 85 NASCAR. Now, you see it says Winston Cup, but the year before, it was Grand National. Oh, wait a minute, that ain't right. It's Winston Cup Grand National, right, instead of just Winston Cup. Nowadays, you have the Grand National. Well, what's considered Grand National would be the second series, the series that's one down. Race the same weekend. A lot of times at the same track. I forget what it's called now. Okay, here's some more people. Racing officials. That's pretty cool. Let's see, where's the flag man? Bob Smith, Bill France, Dick Beatty. He was deal with competition. I forget. He was the head honcho for that. Where is the... Well, I don't see the flag man. Huh, that's weird. That's odd that they don't have his name on there. That's kind of a bummer. Here's Dick Beatty again. Yeah, he was the head of competition for NASCAR at that time. Kept everybody in line. There's 84 apparently. It was Terry Labonte. Piedmont. There's Benny Parsons. That's pretty cool. Before he started doing a lot of commentating for ESPN and whoever. And here's the page that starts the drivers. It's pretty cool to see these pictures of the guys that are when they're fairly young. See if I can get a little closer. There we go. Pretty cool. Richard Petty. Or not Richard Petty. Yeah, Rich Petty and Kyle Petty. Without the ponytail. That's pretty neat. I don't keep in mind this is 84, 85, so. And most of the pictures you see were taken in 84 because this is February, so. And here you got David Pearson, Terry Labonte, Buddy Baker, Tim Richmond, Joe Ruttman, Dick Brooks, Bucky Rudd. There's Rusty, D.K. Ulrich, Doug Hevron, J.D. McDuffie. Same what happened to him in the 90s, early 90s. Richard Petty ad for Goodies. He was always, well not always, but he had a commercial for Goodies that he did all the time on TV. And who is this? This is Wayne Robertson, head of R.J. Reynolds. Here's some more drivers. See who we got here. Mike Alexander, really young. Morgan Shepherd, Dave Marcus, Greg Sachs, Parsons, Jody Ridley, Ronnie Thomas, Ken Reagan, Sterling Marlin. Boy, he looks young there. Dick May, and Tommy Ellis. Now, he was always in the lower tier series. And this year, it was, I don't know what, I guess it would have been called Sportsman instead of Grand National. I don't know. See what we got here. Gatorade Circle of Champions, 85, okay. And who we have? Well, we got a bunch more here now. Hang on just a second. All right, see what we got here. Jeff Bodine, A.J. Foyt, Lenny Pond, Bobby Hillen Jr., Buddy Arrington, Jimmy Means, Lake Speed, Connie Saylor, Dean Combs, Clark Dwyer, and Trevor Boyd. Oh, there's an old ad for Olive Garden. That's kind of cool. Timex. I haven't noticed any chameleon sunglasses. Oh, here we go. President Ronald Reagan visits Daytona National Speedway. Yep, in 84 during the 400. I was there. That's when Petty won his 200th race. I seen the Air Force One come in. That was pretty cool. Goodies, Tom Chambers. Okay. Edward Hughes with racing football and his #1 business. There's all kind of, there's a few articles in here about stuff. Cale Yarborough switches to Ford. There's Buddy Baker, A.J. Foyt. Famous number 14. I think he later switched. I think he had a black number 14 when he did Indy cars. Here's all the driver lineup. Top contenders for the 500. And maybe for the season. Richard Petty, there's the 200th anniversary article. Which class has been boosted to a record purse? Yeah, what is it now? Or what is it this time? Boosted to. Wow, that's incredible. Oh, there it is. I missed it at something. 50,000 second place. Wow. Wow. And now it's what? I don't even know what it is now. I can't remember. It's well over 1 million now, I know. To win the Bush Clash, or whatever the heck they call it now. They keep changing the names of this stuff every 10 years. Bush Clash drivers, here are all the ones who were in that for this year. Rusty was one of them. Pretty cool. Joe Ruttman, Benny Parsons even. Don't see Dale Earnhardt. That's unusual. Maybe there's another page. Nope. Add MRN announcers. This is pretty cool. Eli Gold, Jerry Punch when they were young, Dave Despain, Mark Garrow, and Barney Hall. R.J. Reynolds with the cup. Good action shot there. Sunbank. Sunbank 24 used to do the prototype cars. 24 Hours of Daytona was always Sunbank, at least when I was there. Here's the results of the 500 Winston Cup race. 26th annual for the year before. Get a look at that. First through 27 anyway. It says page 66 is the rest of it. Let's see. Okay, well. That many pages is it? Oh, okay. God, I didn't think there's that many pages in this thing. There's the rest of them. Wow, 180 something pages, 90. Okay. Yeah, this thing is really in bad shape. That's too bad. I'll pull ad for that. Results of the, okay, right, already seen that. There's an ad for or article about a struggling driver. Grand National Final point standings for 84. That's pretty cool. All the way to 50th place. Well, back when they did points, way different than they do it now. Darrell Walter, it was a good ad on him, article on him. All right. I think we're going to just about end this part because we're just about halfway through this magazine. Here's some of the Daytona 200. That was pretty cool to watch that go on, especially from up on turn 1 around the edge. It's pretty cool. We had access to that area all the way around the track and down the backstretch. 84 ARCA 200 action shots. That's pretty cool. Rick Wilson won that. And either this year or the year after, 86, is when he came to Winston Cup. Elliott, Harry Gant. All right, well, this is it for part 1. We get one more page going on here. There we go. ARCA Talladega Supercar Series schedule. And we'll see you in part 2. Hope y'all got a kick out of this. Pretty nostalgic. See the guys when they were young. And don't forget to comment, like, subscribe if you haven't. And ring that bell. Later.